Hey guys, so I was trying to eat a crab the other day, and I realized this isn't a true crab. So I went searching for what really is a crab. So I looked up, what is a true crab? Clicked on Wikipedia and saw, quote, Brachyura is an infraorder of decapod crustaceans comprised the true crabs. So, Dungeness crabs are true crabs? Okay, well that's answered, but the bigger question is, what even are the other crabs? Well, due to a thing called carcinization, a bunch of other non-crabs turned into crabs. Well, with one good midnight search, I found this image and source, both detailing carcinization. But crabs have a very interesting history. I'm just going to start with the Pleosomata, which are decapods. What makes them interesting is that the female carry fertilized eggs with them until they are ready to hatch. Next is Emeria, a clade of decapods that contain true crabs and hermit crabs. Then there are the true crabs, the Brachyura. It contains Dungeness crabs, spider crabs, and much more, like 7,000 more. And those are all true crabs. Well, I've been hopping around the place with no real topic, so let me reel this in. This is what carcinization is. Basically, crabs evolved separately, Brachyura and Anemura. They both branched off from not being crabs to being true crabs, or not true crabs, but they still had the same characteristics of crabs. Many times, their carapace flattened, widened, their sternites fused into a wide plate, their pleon flattened and became bent, and they also lost or reduced uropods. So, crabs were not crabs, and a bunch of species became crabs separately from each other, which is crazy. The most wild example of carcinization is in porcelain crabs, in which they evolved their abdomen flap to be larger to aid in egg brooding, just like all Brachyura. And you must remember that porcelain crabs are Anemura, so for them being separate, porcelain crabs just took a divining feature from actual crabs. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh, I said I was going to talk about the other crabs. Well, the other crabs, Anemura, contain king crabs, sand crabs, hermit crabs. They evolved entirely separate from Brachyura and other Anemuras. What makes Anemura not true crabs? Well, first of all, Anemura evolved separately, which I already said like 3 different times, which makes them a different species. And that, for example, in king crabs, they only have 3 pairs of walking legs. So, Anemura doesn't contain true crabs, but has a ton of the features of true crabs. Oh, and may I mention convergent evolution? Have you ever noticed that spiders look like crabs, mites look like similar to crabs? So everything, like all of these different things look like crabs. Everything becomes crabs. They're not crabs, but yet, like spiders, they have a bunch of legs, and then they have a flattish body, and then they keep their eggs. So it basically, everything becomes a crab. Same with mites. Mites have many legs, yet they have a wide and flat body. Everything becomes crabs. So carcinization is just this wild coincidence or a freak of natural selection. Instead of all crabs being true crabs, they just like split off. We're not crabs, then separately became crabs a bunch of times. So either it's just like this crazy coincidence, or nature or something in nature pressured them into being crabs.